Hey guys, it's Fairy Grace, and do you like my 80s mane? This is without even trying. I just naturally fit into the 80s, and let's just say it's probably the least decade I would want to fit into. But anyhow, I'm in our bedroom, which I probably wouldn't show people because it's also not decorated how I would decorate it, but it is what it is. And the reason I'm doing this is I just did a podcast with Just Saying. That's her podcast name. Isn't that awesome? Just Saying. Her name's Jessica. I'm trying to like casually fix my hair from the 80s and oil and lion mane as we talk. It just is what it is. But I just got off doing the podcast with her, and I just was so encouraged by her because she went after, she felt led, she was told, you should do a podcast. That would be a great outlet for you of how you were created, and she did it, and she's going with it. And I was telling her I commend her because a lot of us don't do what we are supposed to do for different reasons. One could be fear, one could be unknown, and another one, if you're a creative person, you struggle with the spirit of procrastination, like myself. So for me, there's a lot of times I want to do a video like, oh, this would be a good topic, or oh, I would like to share this with people, but I'm like, my hair's not done, makeup's not done nice, I don't have good clothes on, my background sucks, and I don't do it. And then that moment has passed and that inspiration is gone. So I just want to encourage you to just do it. Just start. Like, starting is the hardest part. I've said this before. The law of inertia is a beast. And basically what it is the hardest part is starting. But once you start, once you get digging, once you get moving, once you get walking, then it gets easier and easier. So you have to break through that first ground. You have to take that shovel and break until that soil, and then you can have a beautiful garden. And then next year, when you're ready for your garden, it's much easier. You just till it a ground, but the ground is broken up, if that makes any sense. So some of you need to just start. Like, what do you want to do? What is something that you've been wanting to do and you've just made excuses, even if some of them are viable or some of them have validity to them, but you're using it as the end all be all of why you can't do something. My husband wanted to write books when we first kind of met. We knew of each other, but when we personally met, I should say. And I was like, well, he had a brain injury and he couldn't do what he was born and raised to do, which was be a farmer, I'll learn how to talk today, generational farmer. And he couldn't do it anymore. And I said, well, what do you want to do? Because I know who you were in your past life before your injury, and you were full of gifts. You were an artist, you were a speaker, you were a preacher, you were a youth leader. Like, you did amazing things, and they were all in the creative realm. And he said, well, I don't know if I want to go back to that, but I've always wanted to write a book. Well, my personality is, what do you want to do? And let's find a way and let's make it happen. So when he said that, I immediately got a board and how we could do it, how we can go about it. And he is on his fourth book. I'm sorry, I lied. He is on his fifth book. Like, all the books are in some different stage, two being complete, a third one just loaded up today, and then the fourth one needing edited, and then the fifth one he's in the middle of working on. I want to show you, but there's a really cool storyboard right here. It's a military one. But he saw what he wanted, he knew what he wanted, and he went after it. And that was just a year ago. So imagine what you can do. Now, here's me on the other side. Yes, I'm still trying to fix this hideous hair and look that I have going on. Here's me like, oh, I'm going to write this book, I'm going to do this. And I have a bunch in all different areas of book writing, but none of them are complete. Like, here, you want to buy it? Or here, can I just hand this to you? And it's because I was making excuses of it not being good enough and not being how I wanted and perfected. But I'm finally saying, you know what someone told me years ago, it doesn't have to get perfect. It just needs to be done. And I told you this story before with J.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis. Like, J.R. Tolkien had these books, and he was ready to scrap them all, and because they all weren't good enough and they all weren't done. And C.S. Lewis, who is the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe author and Screwtape Letters, he was like, listen, just get it done. Like it's good enough. Like, just get it done. And he did. He ended up he's kind of known as the midwife, and J.R. Tolkien did, and it is what we now know as the trilogy of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbits. So imagine how many of us, I know for a fact, I've done it, where you've done something and it's good, but it's not good enough to you, so you scrap it all and you get rid of it, and it's gone forever, and sometimes that can happen. So imagine if C.S. Lewis did not help his friend. So I want you to encourage your friend. I encourage my friends, like Heather, I need to get her blog done because I know that she's a powerful woman that needs her blog. Kimmy, she needs to get her kid books because she is amazing at writing and artistry. But there's so many other people that you need to do something, and your friend, if you're a friend and you know someone that's like that, does that make sense? Maybe you're someone that you know your friend needs to get something done. You need to encourage them. You need to be their midwife. You need to make sure that it happens. As for me, I'm having you guys hold me accountable to finish my books. I am diligently working on them any free moment I have, and I'm looking forward to showing the end results. So what are you supposed to be doing that your stupid butt, I called you a stupid butt, that's not good, erase. I can't edit because I don't know how to edit, otherwise I would, my videos would be so much better. But what are you doing, silly head, that you are not doing what are you doing that you know you need to be doing? So I'm just trying to rush because I don't want this video very long, but I'm going to post this anyhow because that's the only way you're going to get better at something, is just to keep doing it, getting positive feedback, getting constructive criticism. But I'm telling you right now, what are you supposed to be doing that you haven't even started? Because that's how most people are going to go to the grave. They're going to go to the grave, and the reality is they never started on the dream. They never started on the project. They never ended up going back to school like they wanted. They never, ooh, I got a good one, Robin. You need to do cosmetology. They never went to cosmetology school, even though they know that that's what they were supposed to be doing. Don't go to the grave like that. I'm going to go call Robin now and let her know. So I'm Fairy Grace. You're amazing. And tell me, what are you going to do that you've been putting off that you know you're called to do?